Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jewel Tolentino here. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be doing a review of the Scavenger Hunt Operation City Quest, the Portland, Oregon edition. Alright, so for New Year's, a bunch of us did a long drive from Vancouver, British Columbia down to Portland, Oregon. Now, before we left, I looked up some activities to do and I was searching on Groupon and I saw this thing called Operation City Quest. And, you know, there were a bunch of scavenger hunts that are being held in Portland, and this one caught my eye in particular because in the description it said that there was a list of 120 to 150 items that you needed to find. The other scavenger hunts that I was looking at, they had like 15 or so clues that you needed to figure out. And the part of the scavenger hunt with the 120 to 150 items, searching for those and submitting those via photos seemed more appealing to me, so that's why I initially chose Operation City Quest. Alright, so for this video, I'm going to explain like the tips and tricks and how it went for us, and then I'm going to do the review after. Alright, so we purchased our scavenger hunt on Groupon, and it was $20 for us to play, and that was a really good deal because it was like discounted or something, but $20 was pretty good for an adventure for us to do in the Portland city. So we did this on New Year's Day, January 1st, 2017, and it was winter, so it was very, very cold. So just be aware of that when you are purchasing, like what the weather is going to be like, because you are going to be outside for the entire thing. And, you know, we specifically dressed really warmly to go outside. You know, we wore extra socks. I was wearing like 3 sweaters, the gloves, everything. Like, we knew we were going to be outside, so we dressed warmly. So make sure to dress for the weather, because, you know, if you're doing it in the wintertime and you're outside, it can be a little discouraging if it's too cold and you're going to have to find these things outside. So just be aware of that. So another thing is, it says that it takes approximately 2 hours to find everything, and I'll explain a little bit later on, but it definitely does not take 2 hours. It takes way more than 2 hours. It actually took us 5 hours with 2 rest stops. So the first stop, we went to a Starbucks and got some coffees, went to the washroom, and then like a couple of hours later, then we stopped to eat because we were totally hungry. So we did 5 hours with 2 rest stops in between those 5 hours. So plan to spend more than 2 hours if you're really into the game, because it definitely does take more than 2 hours, and I'll explain why. Alright, so when you download the app and you put in your code and, you know, you're looking at the clues list to get started and to start finding the items, near the top, there's going to be the items for that specific city. So for us, these were the Portland items, because we were in the city of Portland. And they had like, I can't remember how many they had, like 10 or something, 10 items in Portland specifically to find. And I would suggest that you actually look through the entire list first before you get started, because what our mistake was we started going through the Portland items first, and that's actually not the best way to do that, because it takes way longer. Because, for example, you know, we started to find the first item, number 1, right? And it was like a statue or something. And then when we went to go to the second item, it would take like 10 minutes to walk there. And then the third item would take like another 10 minutes to walk there. And we noticed that we were crossing like the same paths, and it doesn't take you like in an orderly fashion. Like, it doesn't take you to new places. You might be crossing over certain streets over and over again, and it's not as efficient. So in order to do this game the best, I would say to look over the entire list, and in between each city clue, in between those main city clues, because the city clues, they're worth the most points. They're worth like 20 points or more. and you obviously want to get those, but you also want to get a whole bunch of the little ones too. And by little ones, there are things like, spot a red car, or a bird, or a cat, or a dog, things that can be found in every city. You want to make sure that when you're going from the city items to each city item, that you do the small ones in between. So we'll give you an example. So we'd look on, the map, and we'd say, okay, we want to get to that 20-point item there, that art gallery structure or something. But on the way there, we would get points along the way. So if we saw like an exit sign or an open sign, and you'll see on the list, it has like a whole bunch of things. And you want to make sure to, on the way to that big one, that you're doing the small ones, because you'll lose a lot of time if you just do the main city ones first and then all the little ones later, because you're going to be around all of that, all the little stuff regardless. Also, make sure that your cell phone is totally charged, because this will run your battery, because you're going to have the app going the entire time. Also, if you're from out of the country, like if you're not from the United States, like we're from Canada, our plans don't just switch over to the US plan. We actually have to pay extra for that. So it was a good thing that my business partner, Urit, she actually has a plan that she can add on, like the US plan, and you pay like one flat fee, and you can do like roaming in the US. If you're from out of country, from Canada or anywhere else, it might be really expensive to play this game if you don't have like an add-on plan in the US. So make sure you check that out before you start, because you could be turning, your data on in the United States, and if you're playing this game for a couple of hours, you can totally rack up a really high phone bill. So make sure to check that out. And if you're wondering, maybe let's just stop at, a Wi-Fi place each time, well, that's going to delay the game even more if you don't have constant data running through, because the app, you need the internet for you to submit the photos, and it has like this function where you click on the clue and then you click the camera button and it submits it right away. So if you don't have the Wi-Fi or the data turned on, and you like wait to go do that, it's just not going to work out if you try and find Wi-Fi each place. It's going to make the game more frustrating, to be honest. Another thing, make sure that you eat beforehand and you wear comfortable shoes. I'm so glad that I wore runners and not like these heavy clunky boots that I was about to wear, because you're definitely exerting a lot of energy going around. Like if you're really into the game, if you don't care, then whatever, but we actually were playing to win, so we were like running around trying to actually find the things. Like we were really into it. It was definitely fun. And when you're taking your pictures to submit through the app, if you include yourself in the photo and you act like really funny and stuff, and you do funny faces and you just be silly, the people who are moderating, they'll give you more points. And here's another tip. While you're eating, there are in the clues, there are some trivia questions. While you're eating, answer those questions while you're eating to save time. That's what we did. When we went into the sandwich shop, I noticed that there was like a bunch of trivia questions. So I handed the phone over to Urit, my business partner, and while we were eating, she was like answering the trivia questions, because you didn't need to take any pictures for those and you could sit down. So that definitely saved us a lot of time. And it, if we were outside trying to answer those trivia questions, because it was so cold and we wouldn't be moving, it would be harder to do it. So it worked out, and it saves you a ton of time if you do the trivia while you're sitting down and eating. Oh, and another thing is, it's best to play the game during the customer service hours. So before you play, like, I believe the hours are from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And this is when we were in Portland, Oregon, during the Operation City Quest. This is when the customer service is available for you to interact with you. And it was really cool, and I really liked that. So it's best to play it when the service hours are happening, because first of all, they're going to be approving your photos if you get the items correct. So whenever you take a picture of something, it gets submitted through the app, and then you'll get like a notification saying you just got, approved, you just got 5 points for that. And when you see all those things like coming up, like the points, it just gets you more motivated and more motivated because you want to get more points and submit more photos and find more things. Also, there's a couple of clues in there where you actually need to interact with a customer service representative at Operation City Quest. You actually need to ask them some questions, like a challenge to do, and they'll give you like a specific challenge, and they're like chatting with you through the app to tell you what to do, and then you need to submit it and then like talk to them back and say that you submitted the photo, and then they'll like give you points or whatever. So I thought that feature of the game was really cool, is that you actually have like a representative to go back and forth with. Alright, so that is sort of like the tips and tricks portion of the video. Alright, so overall, I thought this was an amazing experience. First time doing this type of thing. I thought it was really fun, and I actually want to do Operation City Quest in other cities now. I liked the price from the Groupon price. It was 20 bucks, so I'll probably go through Groupon again to try and find some more of the Operation City Quest in other cities. I liked the customer service, that they were very responsive, because there was one part where we were trying to look for an item in Portland. It was like a sculpture, an art sculpture, and it wasn't there anymore. Like they moved it, they removed it, and you know, we were Googling to see where this item was, because we thought we were in the right place, and we were in the right place, but it was just the sculpture was gone. So we went to the message thing, and then in the app, and then we messaged them saying that this thing is gone, and then they messaged us back like right away, like 10 to 15 minutes later, and said, oh, you know, we'll update the game, take a silly photo, and we'll still give you points. So they still gave us points for it, and just the fact that they got back to us right away, letting us know that it's okay and that they'll update it for future, was really cool. So overall, I think it was a great activity to do in the city. It was a great way to see the city. I would advise that you start earlier, because like honestly, to find all those items, it will take more than 2 hours for sure. And you know, my one criticism would be that the items that are listed for the specific city, they're not in any sequential order, and they're kind of like all over the place. And I would say that if they had put them in a better order, I think that would be more useful, because like we didn't know, like, you're in a new city, you didn't know where we're going, right? So, you know, we'd be in one point and then we'd go there, and then all of a sudden we're going back to the same point again, and then we're like, oh, we could have gone that earlier. And it was just like, it was a little bit disorganized for that part, but it wasn't a huge deal. So I would highly recommend this to people who do enjoy scavenger hunts and who do definitely like doing these things. You've got to be okay with like walking for long periods of time, because it is a walking game. You know, at some points we were jogging because it was getting close to that 7 p.m. mark, and we wanted like to get the points in before the customer service people went out for the day. So we were like running for some parts and like getting really into it. So if you're not into scavenger hunts, I wouldn't recommend this. But if you're into these kinds of things, then I would suggest it. It's a really cool, fun way to see the city. And yeah, just make sure you dress appropriately, have the right plan for your cell phone if you're out of country, have a full battery, eat, bring water. You know, it's definitely an adventure. Alright, so that is my overall review of Operation City Quest, the Portland edition. I enjoyed it. I will be doing it again in other cities. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jewel Tolentino here. Alright, so I'm in Portland, Oregon right now. Actually, Arit is here right now as well. She's holding the camera. And we just got an Uber and we got dropped off in downtown Portland, Oregon. And we're going to be doing this scavenger hunt. It's called, what is it called again? It's called...
No idea.
Oh, I know. It's called Operation City Quest, and this is the Portland one. So we just got dropped off at the first location. We're going to take you guys on the journey, start up the app, and let's see how it goes. Alright, so we got the app open, and now we need to enter in the code. So enter in the code.
4158.
You have to put the whole thing. Okay. Click dismiss. Alright, click clues. Operation City Quest. Okay, so now we need to find the Portland items first. Here we go. So we just found the first thing, the sphere in the teacher's fountain. That giant circle thing. It's a little blurry right now. Let's see here. There it is. Completing our first challenge here. Okay, cool.
Yep.
We got it?
Yeah.
So what happened? Click check mark. And then?
Nothing different happened.
Do we get points?
I don't know. Oh,
Success. Okay, continue.
Sweet. Okay.
Cool. So we did it?
Yes. The next.
Alright. So we got our next clue. We're headed to 3rd Avenue. So we're walking for a bit. And we think we're going in the right direction. So let's see how it goes. Is this it, Reed? This statue? It's cold out here, guys. Is this it? Oh, this is not it. We found the second clue.
Found Harry.
Here we go. Okay, now what?
photo?
Take a picture? Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah. Whoa, it's all muddy here.
Stand on that side.
It's all gross and muddy. Okay. Nice. Theodore Roosevelt. Nice. We got him. Boop. Is this it, right? Clue number 4? This thing? Oh wow. They described this as yellow and green abstract art. I would describe it differently. Okay, so we just found another one randomly. This isn't the next one that we were headed to, but we just found it on our way. So we knocked off that one. Now we're headed back to the 4th one.
Yeah, it's supposed to be on this block.
So we're supposed to be looking for the Thor sculpture, but we can't see it anywhere. And we're trying to look a picture of it online so that we can see it. Alright, so it's pretty cold. So we're gonna stop in at a Starbucks right now because it's freaking freezing. We need to warm up a bit. Reed's hands are getting frostbitten here.
I can feel my face when I
Okay, let's go. I know, it's so cold. Okay, let's go in, let's charge your phone. I guess it's like a stand-up place. Okay, oh.
Hey guys, okay, we just had our break at Starbucks. We're all warmed up, and we're now finding little things here and there around the city, like fire hydrants, florists, banks, old buildings, new buildings. So we're on that quest right now.
Alright, so we just killed it. We just got like 4 in one take right now. We're awake now.
Yes.
Right, so we just did like 10 of them right now. Now we're gonna head to the next Portland clue because those ones are worth 20 points. So on the way we're gonna find like the little ones. So we're just developing a little bit of a strategy right now. Alright, it's getting really dark, and for some reason you can hear all these birds, all these crows. Can you hear that? That's just crows, and we don't know what's happening here. Maybe they're all meeting up for a meeting, Netflix and chill or something. But there's like hundreds of them making all these noises. You can see them all coming in. Kind of want to get out of here before they poo on us. What's happening?
saying the birds know something that we don't.
There's just like thousands of crows.
Alright, so we're here in this sandwich shop right now. We need to take a break because my legs are cold and we're hungry. So we just got a couple of sandwiches to eat, and now we're gonna head back out and finish the hunt.
Hey guys, so we're calling it a night. It's been a very long day of walking all around the city looking for these different landmarks and items. This was a really fun scavenger hunt. We had a lot of fun, even though it was really cold. Got my tea now, and we're gonna order an Uber to go back to the hotel. We found 91 out of 140.
97.
Was it 97 out of 140 items? So that's decent. That's pretty cool. And we might still find some stuff on the way back. So staying hopeful.
Also, we submitted a bunch of ones that were after the sort of the when the people are approving it. So I think we'll have a final total for you guys tomorrow.
Yes, stay tuned.
Back from the dead.